That's basically it, that piece. We're not going to put that in just yet because we're not going to re-blend that because it's very fibrous. So generally, when you juice, you want to take about one veggie per person. So, and you want to have basically one apple, or something that's similar sweet. Apples should only be Fuji or green, their apple.
Fuji.
Yeah.
Those are one of my favorites.
Me too.
There's a balance to the juice that you want to try to make, and it's pretty easy if you just don't put too much of anything in. So the first thing that we put in is the Brazil nuts, 3 or 4, because Brazil nuts are just magical for you. They've got 200 nutrients that science is just beginning to study.
Where do you get your Brazil nuts?
I bought my last batch at Jimbo's, and I really like them more than any of the other ones I've tasted. They're much fresher.
What about Iger? Those are good. With Vitacost.
Well, I'll tell you, Vitacost is a good source for them, but convenience and for freshness, we have a market that's just across the street. So what I'm doing over here in this sink is ozonating. Now this is an A to Z ozone machine. You can get them online. 20 minutes, you're going to ozonate everything that you juice, everything that we eat. This includes fish, chicken, steak. Should be always organic, and it's protocol that it goes through the ozonator, or doesn't go through your mouth. And consequently, anything's been added to it, any heavy metals, pesticides, they are oxidized through the process.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
So all of this you've already done.
This has already been ozonated, and it's been stored in the refrigerator, and you have these green bags. You can get them online. They'll extend the life of your veggies 2 to 3 days. It's not really a big deal if you're juicing like twice a day. We juice once a day for 2, so we use them because it might be 2 days or 3 days before you have all your veggies done. So I put my apple through. I already have my berry and my Brazil nuts. And one of the things is that this omega is good for 2 to 3 people. It's about when you're doing the juice, it's a little it's a lot of veggies, and then you have that issue of balance because you've got your sweet, so you want to try to keep it to that 1 piece per person.
Just to reiterate, you say one fruit per person?
Yeah, 1 apple per
Okay.
person is just enough to sweeten it up. You don't want it too sweet.
Yeah.
And it's a little difficult if you have if you exceed this capacity, then you got to mix. So you definitely need to blend it to not only micronize.
Is this different than like a Champion juicer? Is this a special kind of juicer?
Yeah, this is an Omega. It's a masticating juicer.
Okay.
It's you get more juice out of this, and it doesn't burn the juice. You're not grinding it, and when you're grinding the juice, it causes heat and friction, so we want to minimize that, so it's very slow and, steady.
Can you use a Champion in the meantime, or do you
Yeah, I mean, don't let the device stop you from juicing.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, that's what I have right
wherever
now.
You can, you know, but really, you get a lot more juice out of this, you know, and unless you're growing your veggies, if you're buying it, it does cost money, you know, not a lot, and certainly not as much as the processed food that you see, but in the long run, you'll get a lot more use out of this.
Okay.
You know, and you can also, I mean, there's attachments to it. You can grind peanut butter with it. There's a lot of very useful product. I'd say that the Omega, this Blendtec blender, that coffee pot, and that ozonator are pretty well your tools of what you need to have, you know, to do it on a demand basis. Okay, so I'm going to put this back in to the blender, because that way micronized nuts includes our berries, our nuts, our apples, okay? And then we're just going to keep going juicing. Cilantro removes the heavy metals. Chelates your blood, very good, very fresh. Parsley, it's good deodorant, really good. Beet, we do the top of the beets, but I generally cut the top off because even though I've ozonated, anything might be deep in here, I just, if I have it, I just cut it off. You want to make sure that you cut these pieces in small enough sizes because they have been known to break that horn. So you do want to cut them up.
Beets are a big anti-cancer vegetable, right?
Oh, fantastic! I mean, for your heart, just unbelievable for your blood. Yeah, I mean the phytonutrients and the anti-cancer. You know, it's you know what's more the raspberry seeds or the beets. I think your body just uses every bit of it, but you'll just feel the beets. I mean, I miss them when I don't eat them, and the great thing about what's happening now is there are all these studies going on every one of these vegetables, and 2 or 3 doctors are working on them, and publishing reports like the hibiscus tea reduces your cholesterol and cleans your blood better than Lipitor, twice as effective as Lipitor, and my personal experience has been that it's your best advocate to keeping away from the hospital.
Do you read Green Med Info? Is that a website you like?
I haven't read Green Med Info, no, but I'm going to go look at that.
Great source for the research.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I will go look at that. See what else can I say about it? I've experienced just about optimal health and healing with it.
What is that vegetable right there? Oh, that's the detox?
Yeah, I mean, as far as
Dandelion greens.
as detoxing your higher than iron orange and vitamin C, you know, there's no way that you could sit down and eat this pile and get it down. You just can't do it. So, you know, the only answer is to take the phytonutrients out and, you know, and just add a little bit in there to the right. You know, the carrots and the apples we usually put back in, sometimes a piece of beef, but anyway, just enough that you're getting, and you can switch it out. That's a great thing. You know, we typically juice, you know, what's in season, and there's a lot of great seasonal fruits. Avocados we juice. The pit of an avocado actually goes through the juicer. It's no soluble fiber. And it'll clean your veins like a scrub brush. It goes right through. And, that's a nice change for a juice.
Is that butter leaf lettuce that you put in earlier, or red leaf?
There, you know those varieties of the red leaf, the
Chicories.
yeah, you can see it's a mixture. They're baby lettuces. They have some spinach in some of them, but not in this round.
So whatever's green, it's lettuce like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, eat what you're hungry for too. You'll notice that, you know, your body's calling out for certain things. You'll taste them and you'll have a preference, and it's really, you know, your body's saying, hey, I want this. You know, some people never tasted the top of a beet. You cook them in butter and they're just fantastic.
I had a very similar recipe to this, not as extensive, and I was using a base of spinach leaves as and romaine basically, and other things, and I was doing it for about 2 months, and my entire system shut down. And it was really scary because my doctor didn't know what was going on, and I have another doctor from Israel I worked with, and long story short, they sent my a fecal sample to Europe to this lab, and I was completely high in histamines. My system was completely toxic, and I was juicing every day, and it was the spinach is the #1 highest histamine forming food.
Yeah.
And the list, and then so I started studying the list of histamine foods, and I was blown away because I was eating almost all of them. And you'd think it would be normally healthy,
Right.
and it was a huge lesson for me to rotate the greens and not be any like one more than the other.
Yeah, you want just, you know, anything too much is bad, right? You know.
But have you heard of that with spinach?
Well, yeah, I've heard of other problems with spinach. I personally have a problem with spinach because I broke my foot, you know, 5 years ago, and I still have pain in the oxalic acid in those. Spinach is the highest of any of them, you know. So if you've got any pain in your body, you're gonna feel it if you are doing much spinach, you know.
But do you know much about the histamine forming foods or vegetables? I forget what they are now, like strawberries.
No, and I haven't read about that, and I haven't experienced it. And you know, there's been you know, very few offending segments, but there are, you know, you will by juicing, you will figure those out, you know, and you can research, you know, all of the diseases, and there's a lot of great books, and you can find, you know, which ones particularly, you know, are good for you. You can try it in your juice. And the great thing is you can find the research on it by researching any of these things and find, you know, different opinions, different reports. So
Yeah.
cornucopia of information. This is turmeric. So Robert. Piece of ginger. Okay, I'm gonna put this in our. Recommend you hold that over the sink. You can see all the.
just had the Brazil nuts, the raspberry seeds, and what else did you put in there?
Apple.
Apple,
The apple? The rest of the apple? Okay.
and I put some carrot in too.
Okay.
I usually put my 2 carrots going in and
Okay.
my nuts and my apple.
You know what the pineapple for? Did you put that in your
That's gonna go in.
It's right there.
Yeah, it's gonna go in, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna juice some more because we want a little larger juice. Cucumber. You know, it's great for as a you know, for your juices for getting more water in because they have apples and cucumbers have a lot of water in.
It's very hydrating fruit.
Great for
It's like it on the
the
plane.
repair of muscles. Yeah, they're. You know, now when I fly, I go through the airport, and instead of, you know, what I used to do was get a cinnamon bun, you know, 20 years ago. And, you know, now I stop and I get one of these fresh juices, you know, from Jamba Juice, you know. And they give you a carrot, apple, a beet, you know, and you can add some ginger to it. And I mean, it just beats the heck out of. You feel so much better when you get off the flight, you know, because everybody knows they fly, kind of like that lag and shit, right?
Yeah.
Peanuts on the plane, the crackers, all that crap, just doesn't do it, you know.
Pretzels.
So I mean, that's a really great weapon, you know, because what's really important here, it's not this juice, it's consistency of having this in your diet every day. I mean, if you're ill, you want a juice. I mean, sometimes we juice twice a day, you know. And we juice every day, including Sunday.
How long have you been juicing?
Well, let's see, since before my son, and he's 10, so it would
I've been
be,
juicing 11 years, I've been juicing 20.
All right.
it's about, I mean, I juiced so much when I started in the very beginning, just getting carrot juice, but I changed my eyes so much that my doctor couldn't believe it. He had to go in to get the report because he said, these are not your eyes. Somebody's used like a mistake, you know, because it actually changed my eyes. So I mean, there you have it.
Did you used to wear glasses? Just the vision just improved.
I'll tell you, my vision has kind of gone up and down, and I've been focused on it. Generally I don't, but recently I have, but I don't know if that's from a couple of episodes I've had, but you know, vision seems to change.
Yeah, there's some popular supplements that you can take.
And I take them.
Yeah,
I take them.
I don't remember the exact
Yeah, they
ingredients in them.
kind of the currents, what the pilots in World War II used to eat, and they noticed like the next day they had better eyesight, you know, in the planes, and so they started looking at, you know, what's in the currents, and so currants are very good, blueberries are very good, you know. And as I was saying, you know, the consistency is everything. But anything you can get is great for you. You know, it's gonna help you, your body fight whatever disease you've got. It'll aid you. Okay, this is now the top of the pineapple going through.
You probably have a lot of extra regular pineapple since you juice the top.
I do.
There's so much pineapple flesh, it's so sugary.
I do, and it's yeah, and it can definitely, you don't want to get it too sweet, you know, because you can offset. So I recommend, you know, watching and I'm not convinced, by the way, and neither is research, that this is right. They just think that it's affecting the the body's absorption. Sugar brings your levels high, your insulin levels, and I have not seen that response. But we still are careful to not put too much.
So do you guys have a blood glucose monitor you guys use? Just to make sure?
No,
Or you just-
but I mean, you can tell yourself. You can really tell. And I don't see. I mean, not with the pineapple, not with the apples, but if you start going with bananas, seem to have an effect. I don't do bananas. So it'll be a benefit.
The reason you don't do bananas is because of the sugar level, glucose.
Yeah, it just doesn't do well with me. I just not too much. And if we do them at all, we tend to do them in the keepers. In the afternoon. We always do. We freeze our fruit, then we make our own kefir from goat milk, and that in your frozen fruit. Plus. Maybe if you want some additional protein, you can put additional protein in.
So that's before dinner in the afternoon? Or?
Yeah, a lot of times we drink that with,
With
very,
dinner.
very, last night we did, as a perfect example. Quite often with dinner, we'll make,
Here's lunch.
there's lunch,
We have a 10-year-old who doesn't eat, so put everything in the blender.
Uh-huh.
And you give him the
So he likes the keeper drinks.
Yeah, he'll drink one. Put a draw in it.
Excellent.
And you don't mind blending the fruit with whatever you're eating for dinner, like with protein or?
no, really don't.
I took a 3-week course at the Optimum Health Institute, and they're really into combining fruit before dinner is not something they recommend.
Do they go into like the glycation factor at all with the different
Maybe
foods?
it's been a long time, like 20 years ago.
Just recently I started studying on that.
Yeah, I think it's really important to eat
We
what
don't
your
get
body,
any much glycation here.
what your body wants, what you feel, listen to your
How
body.
your body feels after you eat it.
Yeah, listen to how your body is telling you I want this. I can feel it. I simply react to that. But even if you started with just carrot, apple, beet, celery, you would have a basis that, for instance, the Garrison Institute, who has been treating serious cancer patients for 50 years. They do nothing but those juices constantly. You don't even drink water. And
With celery or just the carrot, apple, beet?
just carrot, apple, beet, celery. They'll just do that one, and they do it every time which is about every 2 hours. That they give you a juice, and that's all you eat. That's all you drink. And they've got an incredible.
I have a friend who had ovarian cancer, and she's went to complete remission.
Does it?
doing
Yeah. this. I had a nurse that came to me who had breast cancer, and I believe it was like a 20 millimeter lesion on her breast, and she started juicing, and the tumor, when she went back in, she's got Kimberly Beats Cancer, I found it on her website, but by the time they went in to actually take out the cancer, it was gone, and even on the mammogram that they did on the anyway, second images showed it shrank in like 6 weeks to 9, so it was less than half, and really turned her around.
KimBeatsCancer.com.
Yeah, I think it's
Kimberly,
KimberlyBeatsCancer.com,
Great.
if I recall right.
And you said you taught about 50 cancer patients how to do this.
Yeah, I've just counseled so many people who, the biggest problem really is, if they can do it, if they can do it and do it consistently, that's really the key. And the ones that do are successful. So I'm ozonating still, all my equipment. So I keep that ozone running, so we know that everything that is disinfected, and one of the big issues in juicing is people get infections because they are not keeping their kitchen clean, and that's one thing that ozone will do, is it will absolutely kill every microbe, every bug. So more effective than an autoclave.
More effective than an autoclave.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
should have this in the hospital.
Just yeah, you really.
Much faster and easier, right?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, in Germany, if you're injured, they do it right in the ambulance. They administer ozone right in the ambulance. They've been doing that for years, and it just makes such.
Prevents stroke injuries, heart attack damage, that reperfusion.
And if you happen to have a heart attack here, and you're one of those, they call them like plus 90s. I mean, you've been away. It's going to take you, on average, I think, because the hospital's going to take the average is like 10 or 11 minutes. So you've got 9 minutes of when you're sustaining 90% damage to your heart, and you have a 90% chance of dying. I think that's the numbers. But if you had that same occurrence in Australia, New Zealand, they give you IV krill oil right from the get-go, and they are repairing these hearts from an infarct that's not going to heal to one that's healing as they're and brain injuries as well. And if you have one here, you're probably going to succumb. But you can take krill oil, as a preventative against that, and juice, and take yourself out of any danger.
You add it to the juice itself, like if you had it, you put it in right now?
Well, no, I don't add it to the juice, but I take a supplement, of the krill oil, acidaxin and krill oil. Acidaxin is from seaweed, from a algae rather. That's okay. Now I gotta focus here.
That full blender.
Okay, so yeah, this is a pretty full blender. So the other thing that we add to it is some whey protein. And we add usually a couple scoops.
Can I ask you, because I won't be able to drink it.
Oh no, I won't add it to you.
I'm lactose intolerant, so I would be bummed if I couldn't taste this.
Okay.
Thank you.
The other blend, we put sea kelp, spirulina, mushroom. Any problems?
No, just
Okay.
lactose.
Did you mix that yourself, or does it come like that?
I did.
So it's sea kelp.
Yeah, it's sea kelp, and I'll give you the list.
Oh, great.
And normally, and I'll bet that it wouldn't affect you because my sister-in-law is lactose intolerant, but the goat milk kefir we normally put in the juice.
Oh.
But I don't want to.
No, it's okay. This is
Right.
crazy because I had a friend just send me kefir crystals, and I've done it with goat before, and I'm experimenting right now with organic milk. He said that the kefir crystals actually take the lactose out. I just had my first taste yesterday, so far so good.
So do you want to try it then?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you for being sensitive to that.
Sure. No, absolutely. It won't affect you.
No, I've done the goat kefir. Yeah, in fact, I'm glad I just got some new crystals. Because when I moved, I couldn't take them. It was too much.
And you mentioned something about getting the right crystals for the kefir.
Yeah, I mean, in this case, this kefir are vanilla kefir, so I have vanilla beans in there. So
Oh,
it's,
nice.
it's flavored, so you can put many different, yeah, you can put basil, you can a lot of herb, you know.
Oh wow.
Make a nice
Just for
salad
flavor.
dressing.
Yeah, because this milk is so strong. So you're adding the crystals too. I've been straining them.
No, this is not the crystals. The crystals are strained out. This is the true
Oh,
kefir.
oh, it looks lumpy.
I mean, it's alive, but the crystals are. These are the crystals.
Okay, so that's your new batch.
Yeah. Well, this is your mother batch. This
Can
is
I smell that?
Sure.
So, do you mind telling me? Because what I've been doing is I've been putting in maybe, I don't know, 2 tablespoons of goat milk overnight,
Uh-huh.
and then I'll strain the crystals, and then just keep the
Yep.
kefir,
Yep.
and then I'll start over again. Is that correct?
Yeah, you start over again. Yeah, you
Okay.
strain them out with a plastic strainer, right? No
Yeah.
metal, right? Yeah, and you just start over again. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
so
I
you're doing that.
thought I
you're
saw
doing that.
it was lumpy. I'm like, oh, that looks like the crystals
No,
are
but
in it.
that's
Okay.
that kefir has been
Sorry, clean them more.
okay, hold on just a second.
Do you rotate your supplements?
Pardon me?
Do you rotate your supplements?
Yeah, I usually do. I do a few. It kind of depends on, like, theanine is just more for the calmness,
Mhm.
you know. So I mean, I love that, and I usually take that with my coffee.
Oh, wow.
You know, it's more effective with coffee.
Smells good. So I noticed when you were cutting the lime that you didn't use a juicer. Is that because you wanted to keep more of the fiber with it when you put it
Yeah, I
through?
wanted to keep, you get the essence of the rind. Usually they're a little dry because it's just been so hot, you know.
Yeah.
They go,
Thank you.
yeah.
But that wasn't intentional.
That was intentional, yeah.
Okay, because I've been using
Thank you.
the juice press, the lime press. The rind.
Nicole? Juice?
Everybody comes running. Juice.
Just,
I love
Thank you
the
so
juice
much.
line.
All right,
Cheers.
cheers. Help.
Just to help.
to help. Wow. That's amazing.